I'm going to talk about destiny from the perspective of focus. In our country today and around the world, there are many, many people that suffer from ADD, attention deficit disorders, and there's different types of ADD and ADHD, hyperactive disorder. But what it basically boils down, all of those conditions and those medical conditions that cause people to not be able to focus and to be sporadic and go from this to that to the other, it exists in all of us. It exists in all of us. All of us have those tendencies to be easily distracted, or to start doing this and then stop and start doing that and then doing this over there, and we have trouble completing things. But people who have been diagnosed, and you need a professional diagnosis, with ADD or ADHD have been diagnosed because they have it to the degree that the brain is not secreting some fluid that is necessary for them to be able to focus. It is highly treatable, it's highly fixable, but you need to be able to focus or you can't be successful. As that is true with the physical life, that is also true with the spiritual life. And so many people may not have ADD physically, but we've got ADD spiritually. We got ADHD, hyperactive spiritually, always doing something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a minister. I'm going to be a prophet. I'm going to be a priest. No, I'm going to be in the choir. I'm going to get in the choir. Think I'll get in the choir. No, I'm going to open up a missionary retreat. I'm going to go down to homeless shelter for the women. I'm starting a homeless shelter for the women. I'm going to do something for the battered wives. And then I'm going to go visit the homeless people. And after a while, you never get anything done because you've spread yourself so thin that you can't really find out your purpose. Amen. Look at the person next to you and say, do you have a disorder? Wait for an answer. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I didn't do that right. Don't ask them, do they have a disorder? Ask their spouse. Now you're going to get a real good answer. You can't, let me do that. Ask their spouse, does he have a disorder? One of the things that causes us not to be able to be as focused as we ought to be is because we are distracted by other people. We're distracted by other people. My oldest sons, Jamar and Jermaine, taught me how to wear a baseball cap. Now, I've been wearing baseball caps before they were born, but they came up and told me, oh, Daddy, you can't go out there like that. That's not how they're wearing them anymore. They got to wear them straight, so you had to press it straight. And then I went on a couple of years. I finally got used to, no, I think you're supposed to curve it in real tight around the head. And then Dexter came along, he's younger, and looked at it curved around my head. I said, oh, Daddy, you can't go out with me looking like that. You got to have it straight. And all of a sudden, my whole opinion about what the baseball cap looked like has been influenced by somebody else. If that's true about something as silly as a baseball cap, do you not know your opinion about where you should be and what you should be doing and where you are in life can become so influenced by other people that you lose the ability to ever be satisfied? That you can always look at somebody who has more this or more that or more the other than you and be, if you're not careful, you can be taunted by their success. You can become intimidated by an assignment that God never gave you. I am not accountable for the gifts he gave to Oscar. Oscar is accountable for the gifts he gave to Oscar. God wouldn't be just to judge me for producing on a lower level than he does when he didn't give me the gifts that he gave him. I am accountable to be a steward of the gifts God gave me. And the gifts that God gave me are not the same gifts that he gave Jamel. It's not the same gifts that he gave Jamar. And it's not the same gifts that he gave you. So why would you look at what God did in my life and belittle what he did in your life because it doesn't look like what he did in my life? If you continue to rationalize by comparing yourself with other people, you're never, ever, 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 ever going to be at peace about anything. Nothing will ever be good enough. Somebody's ice is always going to be cooler than yours. Somebody's going to have a bigger car than you. Somebody's going to have more degrees than you do. Somebody's going to have a smaller shape, a better shape of this or that or the other than you. You have to work with the skin you're in. You got to deal with the cards God gave you, and you got to be happy with that, or you're going to be miserable all of your life.